Hey, it's Aaron the Ho from Mobilereviews-eh.ca, and today we are going to do the review for the Ballistic Urbanite for the iPhone 6 and the 6 Plus. Now this is a slim iPhone case which you can drop from 6 feet, which makes it incredibly awesome, but some of the awesome is kind of offset by the fact that this is a pretty thick case. Despite the bulk, this is one of my favorite iPhone cases that I've used so far because of how it feels. The Ballistic Urbanite makes my iPhones feel like tanks. It's literally a block of rubber that encases your entire device. I think it's a good compromise between a really slim case like the Spigen Slim Armor or something that is actually like a tank like the Griffin Survivor All-Terrain. Now based on my time with the case, I gave it a score of 4.1 A's out of 5. It does better than Ballistic's own Tough Jacket and a little worse than the Incipio DualPro. This case was given to us for review by Ballistic, so I'm going to pass it off to you guys. There's going to be a draw, more details to follow.
Real usage, real reviews. Mobilereviews-eh.ca.
So at Mobile Reviews, we base our reviews on actual usage. So we try to use our cases before actually reviewing them. Some of the things we've done with the Ballistic Urbanite is kind of check how scratchable the back of the case is on the ground, as well as, speaking of the ground, we dropped it from 6 feet. So this Ballistic Urbanite has had some intimate moments with concrete. Now I know that I physically only have the iPhone 6 Plus version of the case to show you, but whatever I say for the 6 Plus is going to be relevant for the 6 version of the case, and we can safely say this since out of all the cases that we've had both versions of the case for, they are exactly identical. Take the Ballistic Tough Jackets, we've got the 6 and the 6 Plus version, and you could kind of not tell which one is which from this photograph. Other than the size, of course. As we mentioned earlier, this is a big case. In fact, it's one of the biggest slim cases, that seems ironic, that we've reviewed for the iPhone 6s. At its thickest point, it will more than triple the thickness of your device, but at the center of the device, where you're going to spend most of your time holding it, the case will only double the thickness. Now these corners, despite the fact that there are little bumps of plastic that kind of make everything a little bit bigger, they're probably what provides the 6-foot drop protection. But the bumps, they increase the handling of the case, and I'm a big fan of that. The iPhone 6 and 6 Pluses are very slick and slim devices. The cases are generally as slick and slim, but most cases I wouldn't try to do this with. This is something not recommended with a lot of other cases, but these bumpers provide a little bit more texture and increases the handleability of the case, which is nice. So what do you guys think? Would you guys be annoyed by these extra bumps, or do you think they're a good idea? Again, I like them. So those are kind of the two standout things of this case. I will talk a little bit more about the other details, but if you want a complete blow-by-blow or a complete breakdown, do check out the review table that we have on our website. I'm going to take the next few minutes to talk about the installation process as well as the screen and dust protection and the handling and functionality of your iPhone inside the case. In terms of installation, this case is pretty rigid, so it takes a little bit more effort to install and uninstall your iPhone. Now, if you're concerned about your iPhone bending, despite being a little tougher to peel back with the Urbanite, you're not going to bend your iPhone. Don't worry about that. Now in terms of build quality, the case feels nice and it's fairly scratch resistant. It's not totally scratch resistant like the Incipio DualPro, but if you look straight at the iPhone, you notice that the edge of the case is an equidistance from the edge of the touchscreen. That just seems a little weird to me. In terms of protection, the iPhone screen is going to be raised over a 1/4 of an inch above the ground or a table if you're putting it face first, so it's a bit higher than most other cases. You should be able to install a screen protector, and I say should because the Urbanite does cover more of the iPhone touchscreen than other cases. There aren't any extra cutouts on the case and everything fits tightly, so there isn't going to be much dust that gets between your iPhone and the case. Speaking of the cutouts, in terms of functionality, the cutouts are big enough so that you can use slightly larger headphone or cables. In terms of screen usability, nothing in the case really gets in the way, but the edges are quite high. On the 6 Plus version, you're not going to notice the edges get in the way, but on the 6, since the screen is smaller, the keyboard is smaller, you're going to notice the edges of the case a little more. So again, we gave this case a score of 4.1 A's out of 5. Now, before I tell you how I'm going to do the draw for this case, if this is the first time you're watching one of our videos, I do encourage you to click subscribe. We produce 2 to 3 videos, if not more, a week dealing with product reviews, tips and tricks, as well as news. If you like what we do, consider supporting us through Patreon or through PayPal or getting a t-shirt. I just dropped, I think, $700 on iPhone cases. It should last us for the next 2 months, but then after that, I'm going to spend probably about $1,500 on waterproof cases. And those are the cases that everybody wants. So that's a lot of money coming out of my own pocket. I don't get sponsored by any of the case manufacturers to do these reviews, and I put my own devices in harm's way. Ballistic was awesome enough to give us this case to review, so we're passing it off to you. Now, in order for you to enter the draw, you need to be on Twitter, and you're going to have to send me a tweet saying that you want this case, but you also have to include a photo with my hashtag, #MREH. And it has to be written on a piece of paper, and it has to be taken in a place where it's gonna be awesome. So those are the criteria to enter the draw. I am going to keep the draw open for the next, I'm going to say 7 days. So that's a week. So I'll announce the winner on November, I don't actually know what it is. I'll say I'll announce the winner on November 19th. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. Find us on Instagram, Twitter, Google+, as well as Facebook. I'm Aaron the Ho. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.